Hi everyone, this is Kai with SeriousWatches, and today we want to be talking about the best watch that we sell under 400 euros. You may wonder, why do we pick 400 euros? Because from our experience, at that price point you can get a good watch without too many compromises. Obviously a 1,000 euro watch will be better, but the differences will be smaller than, say, comparing a 200 euro watch or 400 euro watch. Basically, what happens with watches is that you tend to pay a lot more for each improvement. So the higher you get, the smaller the improvements will be, or the more you will pay for a certain extra complication or a material or whatever. And we feel that at about 400 euros, you're able to get a good watch without too many compromises. So when picking the best watch, obviously, you can make a million different categories. You can pick brown dial watches with rose gold cases with a display case back on a NATO strap. Whatever. You can specify it as much as you want, but we didn't want to do that because then the video would be 45 minutes long and everyone would hate it. So we picked two categories. We picked dress watches and everything else. The reason being, a dress watch is, I would say, that much different in terms of styling, in terms of options, that a sporty or casual or whatever other watch will be easier to categorize together than dress watches. So we're picking two categories and we'll pick the best watches that we think we sell under 400 euros. Again, this may not directly apply to you. You may be looking for a different size, different color, whatever. But we hope our criteria do help you make a selection for your purchase. To start, what criteria did we use to establish a dress watch? Well, basically a dress watch tends to be rather minimalistic, classic, usually a leather strap, not too much crazy stuff going on, not a huge case diameter. Water resistance tends to be a bit lower because you don't wear it when you go out on your yacht or swimming or whatever. They also tend to be a little thinner because you can wear it in a suit. To start things off, we have a Adox watch, and I'll show it to you. It is the Adox 79018, and as you can see, it has a big moon face complication, a yellow gold plated case, lovely silver dial, and this is just perfect for any dressy occasion, even though it's not the most minimalistic watch in the world. It's not the slimmest, but this is, if you love watches, you tend to like moon phases, and this still incorporates the dress watch styling. It also comes in at just 299 euros. It is a quartz, of course, because a mechanical moon phase watch is hard to find at less than 1,000, but this would be a very nice option, I think. We think it has, of course, sapphire glass, has a leather strap with a buckle on there. When you look at the improvements, it could have been a bit slimmer. Maybe the strap could have been a bit more supple, perhaps a deployment clasp. But other than that, at $299, this is a very fun and classic watch, and it can. This is a timeless watch, so it will last with you. Option number 2, which is again one of the runner-ups. So this is not the winner yet. It is the Frederic Constant F245 S4S6, which is a slimline model. So this one is actually incredibly slim, which is very comfortable when you're wearing a watch, especially with the suit, because there's nothing more annoying than your watch getting stuck on your cuff. And this is really, really thin. It has a small second hand and a date complication. Again, this is one of those timeless watches that will last you forever. This is not something that will go out of style. And this is a bit more expensive. It's a quartz as well, but this comes in at $399. The finishing is perhaps a bit more refined than on the Adox. Again, it comes with a normal buckle. It's just a nice timeless piece, and it's just very comfortable. So this is a watch you can wear every day, unless you're going to do non-dress watch activities such as washing your car or whatever. And then the winner is, and this watch is actually way below the threshold. It is the Orient Bambino Small Seconds AP0003 S, which is a lovely champagne colored dial. The reason why we picked this one is obviously the price point is even more favorable. But it incorporates the classic dress watch design, while still keeping things fun. The lovely champagne colored dials, it's just stunning. It has applied markers. It has a display case back. The downsides are it's not the thinnest watch in the world, also because it had domed mineral glass. So again, if you had a bigger budget, you may have wanted to opt for sapphire glass, but again, at this price point, it's $199. This is just a very, very nice watch. It has a normal buckle. Strap is okay. It is a 21mm strap, so again, that's something that some people may want to, would have preferred to be 20 or 22, but again, at this price point, it's just a stunning watch. Small second hand, and it's mechanical, obviously.
I was going to say, actually, that I was quite surprised by your selection of quartz watches, because I know you tend to be I'm more old school, more of a mechanical guy.
I'm a mechanical guy, but when you look at dress watches, it's okay. But this Orient is just value for money at half the price of our budget. Yes, it can be improved upon, but I would, if I had €400 to spend, and it would be in line for something like this, I would opt for the Bambino.
I was also wondering when you showed me your selection. Obviously, we have tons of Bambinos. Is this one just one you picked out? This is the face of the Bambino range, or is there something about this one that you think is better than other Bambinos?
This is not the initial Bambino, which was the ER24005W, which is now sold as the FAC0005W. That's like the classic. But I did think it was not as dressy as this one. I really like this one because the dial's just gorgeous. And a dress watch shouldn't be boring, because that's the distinction when some people think like, it should just be a gold case with a very simple dial. This dial actually makes you smile because it's so beautiful. It has the applied markers. I do think this is the prettiest one, and one of our colleagues, Eddie, owns one as well. And I think he'd try and attack me if I didn't pick this one. So this one is actually really beautiful. But again, as you say, the Bambino range is a very nice choice for any dress watch. So if you don't like this particular one, we have different sizes, we have different colors, we have ones without the small second head. So the Bambino range is just, when it comes to dress watches, affordable dress watches, they can't be beat. Now we're on to the watches that are anything but a dress watch. Pretty much we focus on sportier watches, but not necessarily diving watches. With casual watches, you tend to have a lot more options. If you want to put a DLC coated bezel on there, that's just fine. If you want to put a rubber strap on there with holes in it, why not? And that's the fun thing. There are no real rules for casual watches, which also made it more difficult to make a choice. So we did focus on which watches do really well in terms of quality and finishing and specifications. And to start things off, we start things off with another Orient, which is the Orient Triton. This model has now been discontinued, but it's still available. It comes in at $389. This one is the RA-EL0002L. Lovely blue dial. You've got your crown at 4 o'clock. And this is just a very nice watch for casual, for diving. You can actually use this when you go diving, although not air diving because it's not ISO certified. But it's a hefty beast, but it has a nice wrist presence, and due to the crown at 4 o'clock, it's still very comfortable. It even has a diving extension on the clasp. Now, why would you not opt for this watch? The smaller drawbacks are that some people find the bracelet and the diving extension not to be the best, but then again, it's $389, so it's not like it's like a Rolex Submariner or something. The crown is a little bit wobbly, but again, they opted to make the crown a little bit wobbly because then it would not cross thread. When you compare it to like a Vostok Amphibia or something, those things are way more wobbly than these, but that's some of the feedback we've got on it. But then again, it's a very nice watch. It's been discontinued, but we still have them available. Sapphire glass, just a beautiful blue dial, power reserve indicator complication as well. I mean, not a lot wrong with it. It's a mechanical watch. It has an in-house movement. So this was a very good candidate to actually win, but we opted for a different watch. The second one, and again, one of the runner-ups, is a Spinnaker watch. It's the SP5081-99, which I've got over here. Now this watch, again, sportier watch, diving watch. We quite like this because the design is rather funky, I would say, especially with this bezel. You have this model in a ton of different colors as well, but this one with the orange and grey matches my hair. It's a very cool watch. Sapphire glass. The bezel is actually a mineral glass bezel, so you do have a glass bezel, which is something rather unusual. The case shape is very a bit vintage, but not too much. Again, the sizing is contemporary, of course, and as you can see from the case back, it does have a display case back. Very lovely mesh strap on there as well. This watch comes in at €349. Again, what would we improve on it? Well, the mesh strap is not for everyone. Design might not be for everyone, but again, at $349, you get a mechanical movement. It has the Seiko SII NH35 movement in there. Good movement, sapphire glass. It is water resistant. You can actually go swimming with it. Again, it's not diving certified, but you can pretty much go on any sort of water adventure with it. It's not a problem. At that price point, it's a lot of fun. It's a cool watch. It will stand out. It's mechanical. Again, what we feel is it's just a very cool watch at a very good price point, and you're getting most of the features that you'd like. Perhaps you would have liked the sapphire glass bezel, but again, at this price point, it's going to be tricky. And that's, of course, a weak point as well, because the glass can get damaged. So ideally, you would perhaps have wanted a ceramic bezel, but again, it's part of the styling. And then the winner. I wish we had a drummer here to do a drum roll, but we don't have any budget for that, unfortunately. Perhaps in the future. But the winner is...
Throw in a sound effect.
If you could do that, I'd be very happy with you, Conor. Thank you. That would be lovely. The winner of our great €400 watch challenge is again less than €400. It's the Nethens Aqua 2 A2S321. Well, this watch pretty much has everything you want, and at a very good price point. It's priced at €329. It has a mechanical movement. It has the SII NH35 movement, same as the Spinnaker. And everything is on there. It has sapphire glass. It has a ceramic bezel. The bracelet is solid. It's nice and thick. Solid end links. And at that price point at $329, I just really love it. The design, of course, is not, like the Spinnaker, as standout-ish. I mean, it's more in line with other designs, but I just really like this watch, and I would recommend this one to anyone that just wants sapphire glass, ceramic bezel, solid bracelet, good water resistance. You can wear this every day. It's not too diving stylish, even though the big orange hand does stand out a little bit, but again, it's not obscene by any means. The sizing is good. This is just a very nice watch to wear every day. Oh, and one thing, the bezel is just very cool, and it's just elegant. I really like this watch. That watch may not be your ideal watch, but it does have all the specs. It is good quality. It's well finished. It's solid. It's well priced. It's below the budget. I mean, we couldn't say no to that. Another option would be to sell a swordfish, which again comes in at that sort of price range, but it's completely sold out. So we did take availability into account as well. I mean, there's watches that we really like, but they're sold out. So we didn't consider those, and Nathan's is readily available. Right, you may violently disagree with our choice, and that's completely fine. Do please leave a comment and don't use too many obscenities. We can't have that. But I hope you appreciate the way we looked at it and the way we approach watches, because for us it's a daily activity. You know, it's our work. We see the watch on a daily basis, so we may judge them a little bit differently from you. Please do leave any sort of feedback below. We're going to put a discount code for all these 6 watches in the description below. So if you like one of these watches and you want even a better deal, we'll put a €20 discount code in the description. So first click like and then check out our description. Thank you so much for watching. Take care.